Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be what the narcissist takes from people. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So what the narcissist takes from people. This is a very long list of things, and I will begin with your time. The narcissist consumes your time. They want you thinking about them. They want you waiting for them. They want you changing your plans or circumstances for them. The narcissist wants people that they surround themselves with to do what they want, when they want, and how they want to do it. And the narcissist does not care about anybody's time other than their own. So frequently when you were in the relationship, you would be making plans with the narcissist, and these plans would either A, not come to fruition, or B, they would be changed. And when they would be being changed, it would benefit the narcissist. It never benefited you. So an example, if you had plans to meet somebody at 8 o'clock, well, usually you would keep those plans and you would check your schedule to see if at 8 o'clock you were available. Then you would confirm, all right, I'm available at 8 o'clock, great. Well, you're not just gonna make plans with somebody without looking at your schedule, will you? You shouldn't. But when you made those plans, and let's say the person turned out to be a narcissist, what did they do? They threw a monkey wrench in there and said, oh no, I can't make it. Or maybe they just didn't flat out show up. Or they said, no, we said 8 o'clock, but in 2 weeks. You see, the narcissist always wants to keep people on their toes. They always want to disrupt people's energy. And what they want to do is take away people's time. This is why the narcissistic relationship is a very challenging relationship to be in, to say the least, to remove yourself or get removed from another, to say the least, and then to heal from. There are so many steps, and there are layers upon layers of the onion to be peeled back when you're out of the narcissistic relationship. But what the narcissist takes from people, the first thing is their time. Think about how much time you invested in that relationship with the narcissist. Was it a day? Was it a week? Was it a month? Was it a lifetime? Were you born into the narcissistic family? All that time, they knew what they were doing. Maybe one of your parents was the narcissist, maybe both. Well, you probably didn't have the upbringing or the childhood that you should have had. But this is what the narcissist wanted to do. They wanted to take away the memories that wouldn't be created. They wanted to blow up birthdays that they didn't celebrate. They wanted to devalue people by not giving them appropriate gifts or flat out not even wishing a happy birthday on your birthday. This is what the narcissist wants to take from people. The first thing is time. And if you really understand the message, time is the #1 most important asset we have, because you can't get time back. Once it's gone, it's gone. That's why you need to use your time wisely. Another thing is your relationships. They took your relationships from you, possibly with your own family members, with your spouse, with your children, with your friends, with your colleagues, coworkers, neighbors, people in hobby groups and or communities you are and or were a part of. The narcissist wanted to take any relationship that you were a part of, if they had the ability to do so. They wanted to blow it up or drive a wedge between you and those people, or you and those circumstances. Because the narcissist doesn't want stability. The narcissist is envious and jealous. The narcissist does not want commonplace. They don't want healthy relationships to ever be formed and cultivated. The narcissist is a shapeshifter, a relationship destroyer, and they do not ever want anybody to be living better than they are. Why I said that is, the narcissist, if they realize or realized in the past when you're in the relationship that you were getting a little too close with somebody, maybe it was a colleague, coworker, or maybe it was an immediate family member, they would try to isolate you or separate you from communicating with that person. And you may say, well, why would they want to do that, Andrew? I'll tell you exactly why they want to do that. Because they don't want anybody with common sense or with your best interest at heart to give you a dose of reality, to tell you that perhaps you're in a challenging relationship, or that, hey, are you seeing these red flags that I'm seeing? Your girlfriend or boyfriend or your spouse, whomever, something's off here. You see, that's why the narcissist doesn't want you to have a support system. So that's the next thing they take away from you, is your support system. And that goes hand in hand with your relationships. Because if they know that you have a healthy or stable relationship or support system around you, these people, these are the people that should have your best interest at heart, and they can see the signs from afar because they weren't in the relationship. They weren't trapped in a zombie-like, trance-like state, the narcissistic fog. They weren't under the spell of the narcissist. And they could identify and say things to you like, are you sure you're in a stable relationship? Because it doesn't seem that way. It seems that every time your phone rings and you and I are grabbing lunch, you're not even talking to me, you're not even eating. You pick up the phone immediately and you robotically reply or respond to that person. It's almost as if you don't have your life. Well, it's because you didn't have your life, and you were groomed and tricked and trapped and trained to answer the phone whenever you would hear a message or a phone call, and if it was the narcissist. And if it wasn't, if it was another person, you would kind of be let down because you were looking for that hit of dopamine. You were looking for that hit of anxiety. You're looking for that hit of adrenaline, etc. Because that's what the narcissistic relationship does. It keeps you on your toes. You are walking around on eggshells. The narcissist is taking everything around you from you, but you didn't know what you were up against because you weren't taught this in school. So that's why, again, talking about smartphones specifically, when you were in that relationship, think about what you would do when you would get a text or a phone call, or you would hear a ping. You would drop every single thing you were doing. It didn't matter who you were with. It didn't matter what you were doing. You would want to answer that phone immediately because the narcissist told you, hey, pick up on the first ring, or respond to me quickly, I've got things to do. And they would pepper you with abuse. And you got so accustomed to it that you did what they wanted you to do. And if you didn't, there would be a price to pay. If you did, there was an equal price to pay. That's why being in these relationships, once you've identified that you are and or were in a narcissistic relationship, it's 1 minute too long once you realize that. You need to get out of these things. You need to run for the hills. You need to go no contact and block these people. You need to understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third, and there is no room in your life for a toxic person, a narcissist, or anybody that doesn't have your best interest at heart. So other things the narcissist takes from people would be their money. Think about that. How much money did you have when you were in the relationship? Maybe you had a lot, maybe you had an average amount, maybe you didn't have much, but I can assure you, as much money as you had, as many zeros as you had in your bank account, the narcissist took every penny they possibly could from you and more. Because how many times did you go to lunch or dinner or vacations or airline flights or holidays or birthdays, etc.? How many times did you rack up the credit card bills to pay for something that you couldn't afford, even though you knew that you couldn't handle it, but you kept on adding it onto the credit card more and more and more? You see, the narcissist took your money. They took your credit. They took your credit score. These are the things the narcissist takes from people. How about this one? Your memories. Think about when you were in the relationship, all the memories that you had, good, fair, poor, bad, indifferent, whatever they were. Well, when you were in the relationship, you didn't know that they were a narcissist. Now you know because you're becoming educated and awakened and aware and empowered. But back then, you thought you were in the best relationship on the planet. You thought everything was puppies and rainbows and unicorns and butterflies because the narcissist was telling you that, and they were showering you with fake love, fake empathy, fake affection, fake intimacy, fake anything that would keep you in that trauma bond longer. And then again, when the dust settled and perhaps you were discarded or you ended it yourself, either way, my heart goes out to you. Then you looked at your credit card debt or your money that you used to have, and it all vanished like that. On top of that, all the memories that you thought were such great times back then, they become more and more clear to you. And then you realize the narcissist was there physically, maybe with you, but were they mentally present with you? No, they weren't. They were triangulating the waitstaff. They were flirting with your friends. They were ghosting you, disappearing on you, telling you they would be back in an hour, and half a day later they show up and act like nothing ever happened. You see, the narcissist cares about only themselves, and they look at people as opportunities. They look at what people can provide for them. And when you were in that relationship, your goal, as far as the narcissist was concerned, or your objective or purpose, I should say, was to get them through that leg of life. Maybe it was a month, maybe it was a year, maybe it was 3 years, but the narcissist saw exactly what you had, what they could get from you, how long it would take, when they should be beginning to vet the new supply, when they should insert the new supply, and when they should discard you or end it. This is how the cycle goes around and around and around in a loop. And the one constant in the narcissistic abusive cycle, it's the narcissist. And all they do is improve the skills of manipulation that they administer to unsuspecting people, or to people that are caught up in the trauma bond, or to recycled sources of supply. And they just keep doing it over and over and over again. And the narcissistic abusive cycle will always go around and around and around. But my hope is it's going around without you in it, because now you understand that getting out of these things is the path, and that the narcissist didn't want you to figure out who they were. They didn't want you to heal. They didn't want you to see behind the mask. They didn't want you to rebuild. They didn't want you to go no contact, etc. But you've done those things, or you're doing them, and you're understanding that all of these things that the narcissist took from you, they are returning. Another thing that the narcissist did take from you, I can assure you, is your health. Think about the health concerns that perhaps you had. Maybe you had rashes on your skin. Maybe you developed something. Maybe you weren't feeling well for months and you got diagnosed with something. And these things, they never were in your body or never around you before, whatever the toxicity, the health concerns were. But you realize the longer you were in the relationship, the more the narcissist was dumping their toxicity into you, your health began to decline. So many of us have had health issues because we stayed in the relationship way too long, but we didn't know where we were because the narcissist kept on telling us, I love you, you're the greatest, you're my soulmate, you're the love of my life, let's continue to grow old together, etc. Well, that was all smoke and mirrors. It was to keep you stuck and trapped so you would be the giving tree and you would keep giving and giving and giving until when? That's right, until there was nothing left to give. And there was nothing left to give. When that time happened, they crumbled you up like a sheet of paper, threw you away in the freeway, inserted the new supply, and slithered off into the darkness. That's what they do. That's what they did, and that's what they will always do. Because the narcissist cannot elevate. They cannot introspect. They cannot be accountable. They cannot take blame for their toxic behavior. All they want to do is blame every other person and blame the shift on anybody who is in their proximity. That's why nobody, and I mean nobody, is safe from the wrath of the narcissist. Not the enablers, not the flying monkeys, not their own children, not their spouses, not their parents, not their siblings, not their colleagues, coworkers, people in religious groups, etc. The narcissist is all around us. That's why we need to insulate ourselves, protect ourselves, have boundaries, learn to say no, the strongest word in the English language. And remember, when you say no to something or someone, you are saying yes to yourself. Play that again. But these are all the things the narcissist took from you. And they took so many more. They took your tangible assets. They took your time, your money. What about your energy? When you were in the narcissistic relationship, it felt like your energy was being zapped every single day. When the front door would open, you never knew if it was Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. Why? Because that's how the narcissist wanted it to be. Once they opened that front door, they would dictate the temp or the temperature of the house. They would dictate how the pulse of that evening would go or morning would go. And if they were not in a good mood, they didn't get supply that day from work, well, they would make sure you paid the price for them not abusing somebody at work. Let's say they did abuse somebody at work and they got their toxicity out. Well, maybe you would have a little calmness in the house that evening and you would be saying, wow, it's not that bad. And then what would happen? Ping, ping, ping. Their phone would blow up. Who would it be? A potential new supply or a potential somebody they're grooming or somebody from a social media app or a dating app or something. And then they would say, I'll be back. I'm just going to go in the bathroom for a little while. And 30 minutes later, they would come out and they're smiling ear from ear. And you're like, who takes their phone in the bathroom? Who's in there for 30 minutes? What's going on here? Well, these are the games of the narcissist. This is what they want to do. They want to punish people for being people. They want to punish people for getting close to them. They want to punish people because they are jealous and envious of other people. And the narcissist at their core, there's nothing to them. They're shallow, they're hollow, they're cowards, they're bullies. All they want to do is destroy people's lives, break relationships, steal people's time, money, energy, effort, love, and empathy, and everything else. How about another one that the narcissist may have taken from you? They may have taken your belief in humanity, in the humankind, or in the human race. My hope is they haven't, but I can tell you one thing. They definitely had you be challenged in thinking about how people behave. You see, the narcissist is at the opposite end of the spectrum as you are. You, my hope is, and you are a beautiful, bright, shining light. You're a person that is an educated empath, and you shine higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. The narcissist vibrates lower than a blade of grass below your shoe. And they captured your energy for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship, until they no longer could keep you down. And you ended the relationship, or if you were discarded, they did not think you would exist, but here you are, getting your cup full, paying it forward. You are sharing your wisdom in the community and with the comments. You are now entering or in the third version of you, the strongest, most galvanized version of you known to humankind. But see, the narcissist, they didn't want you believing in humanity. They didn't want you believing that there were good, kind-hearted, stable, healthy people out there. They tried to break you. They tried to break your soul. They tried to break your belief in humanity. They tried to break your bank account. They tried to break your energy, your health, your time. They tried to break everything they possibly could. And they really thought they did a number on you. They really thought they finished you off. But they didn't, because you're here. And whether you're watching this video as you're going to bed, as you're waking up, maybe you're on a train, a plane, an automobile, maybe you're at work, wink, wink. Wherever you're consuming this content, that you are exactly where you're meant to be. But if you're still in the narcissistic relationship, please consider creating, developing, and executing an exit plan. If you're out of it, count your lucky stars and begin to heal or self-isolate and understand what narcissism is. If this is the first video you're ever watching, stay on the path. Continue moving forward each and every day. Digest as much information as you possibly can and realize the narcissist never loved you. They don't love anybody. They don't care about anybody but themselves. They're just master manipulators. And if this video is the 10,000th video you've ever watched, I appreciate you being here, continuing to get your cup full, continuing to pay it forward, continuing to be living at the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where so many of us are just waiting for others to arrive. You see, at one point, we, the person watching the video, and myself, we too did not know what narcissism was. If we figured it out when we met the person, in other words, if the person we were in the relationship with handed us a 2-page report and said, here's who I am, here's what I will do to you. I've crushed so many people's lives and relationships before I met you. You will be next in line. When I'm done with you, I'll do it on with another new supply or another recycled source of supply. Would you want to enter the relationship? No, you wouldn't have. You would have run for the hills. You would have said, thank you for the quick education, but there are 8 billion people on the planet. I don't want to or need to be with you. I don't need to look at a polished exterior when there's nothing on the interior. In other words, a used car that looks great on the exterior, but there has no engine. That's what a narcissist is. But they didn't give you the 2-page report. So you stayed in the relationship, continuing to put out the fires the narcissist was starting, continuing to believe that the narcissist could change or would improve or did love you, etc. None of that came to fruition. What happened is the narcissist kept taking and you kept giving until something broke. But remember, the narcissist will always take from people until you finally get the message and go no contact. Everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that you are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. Have a great day or evening or morning. And remember, the narcissist wants to take whatever they can from people. If you offer it, they will take it. They will not say, no, I don't want that. They will say, yes, I'll take that, and I'll take another 10 times that, whatever it is. If it's money, if it's a house, if it's access, if it's clothes, if it's Amazon, whatever it is. If the narcissist thinks they can get it, they will get it. Anything that's not nailed down, they will try to take from you. Think about when you were discarded, if you were. Again, my heart goes out to you if you were. What did the narcissist leave behind? Nothing. They took everything of value and they left you as a shell of yourself. And that's not good. It's not a good thing at all. So again, everyone, I hope you liked the video. I love doing it. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great afternoon or evening, and God bless you. I will see you then. Huge virtual heart for everybody. I love you all. God bless you. Bye.